Well, you know, the recession is affecting people in every way, shape, and form. But there are 3 women out there who say we cannot let the economy get the best of us. Like so many people out there, Laura Rich, Lynn Paramore, and Sarah Clemens were laid off from their jobs. But instead of losing hope, they joined forces to help others by creating the website recessionwire.com. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank
Good to see you. You're all smiling. You're turning a negative into a positive.
That's right.
There's a lot of good information on your website and, you know, things that people wouldn't think about when they're dealing with a recession. But I heard you guys got the idea when you were at a party.
That's right.
Yeah.
Last fall, as you mentioned, 2 of us were laid off. Sarah and I were laid off from Condé Nast. Lynn was a freelancer who saw more than half of her work go up in smoke as a result of companies cutting back. And we all happened to be at a party where the talk of the party was the recession, of course. And we thought we wanted to do something about that. A week later, we met, and Recession Wire was off and running.
That's great. And you have so many different categories on the site. How did you decide who was going to do what with the, you know, the different categories and how to come up with the different points?
Well, we thought about the things that we would want to know and the things that we would want to write about and the areas where we had expertise. And some of those areas were news, thinking about cultural perspectives, how are people living, how are people spending, what do they need to know on a daily basis to cope with the recession.
And lots of tips and information that are on the site. Let's talk about a couple of them. Laura, you can touch on this one, the Recession Briefing. It's pretty much a roundup and about the things that you need to survive in this economy.
That's right. Every day we do a roundup of the headlines. So much is happening so quickly, from the stimulus package to figuring out what are we going to do once we're laid off and what are we going to do when our budgets are cut. So every day we put out a recession briefing to gather up all the news that you need to know today and every day to survive.
Other topics you have on there too, Lemonade Makers. It spotlights people that are seeing opportunities in the economy. Redux, which is a cultural series, you know, looks into the history and the path ahead. And Love in the Time of Layoff. Relationships. People don't think about that. When it's tough all around too. But Sarah, you can talk about the area that you have on there called Recession Concessions. What is that about?
That is really a window into people's spending priorities. A lot of people are cutting back, and the question is, where are you cutting back? Are manicures really important to you? Are you going to give up cable in order to keep that? Are you going to give up your cable in order to continue to eat out once a week? Where are you making your choices?
And you also have some great tips on there for some tips for other people about your best spending tips. Sure. One of them is about how to make the most out of your closet misfits.
Totally.
How do you do that?
Totally. We've heard a lot about shopping in your closet, right? And we all have stuff that we don't wear and sort of sits there, but there are ways to work them into your current wardrobe. So, for example, we all know about cutting off our jeans into shorts, right? But wool shorts, formal shorts are sort of a hot thing over the past couple of years. Cut some of those pants you don't want anymore into shorts. Wear them with tights and boots in the winter. Khakis, too. Wear them for the summer. Use hemming tape if you can't sew, or just do something really simple. Those rhinestone pins that everybody seems to have, like, hanging around in the back of their jewelry box, why wear them as pins? Wear them as a necklace, attach them to a string of pearls, attach them to a ribbon, clip on earrings, throw them on your shoes, and sort of that Tory Burch look.
It's all about being creative, really,
Totally,
right?
totally
And speaking of creative, you have things on there like creative ways to get healthy insurance as well, too, and then how to barter.
That's right.
People don't know.
If you have a barterable skill, now's the time to use it. This could be anything from photography to growing heirloom tomatoes. Let people in your social network know and make a trade. We did this starting our business. We traded our copywriting skills for a little tech help.
That's smart.
Which we desperately needed. And people are short on cash, and barter is a great way to make up the difference.
Well, I want to thank all of you, Laura, Lynn, Sarah, for being here and for turning it all around and doing something positive as well, too. And if you guys want to get other great spending tips and advice to get you through the recession, you can go to our website, better.tv, and we'll have a link to all the information.
Thanks for watching Better.tv. For more stories like the one you just saw, catch the television program Better every weekday. Check your local TV listings to see if Better airs in your city.